Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for this week's medical sales live stream. Today we have on probably the oldest vendor that we work with at every Ancillary, and that is Clarity Clinical Labs. Guys, this has been the most tried and tested vendor that we've worked with. Ed and I have a relationship that goes back many, many years now. We have some reps who have been working with Clarity with a lot of great success. I will tell you, this is probably the most steady money that people have been making has been in toxicology, nice, boring toxicology, and fantastic job. Not only with the clients, but as you guys know, the transparency with the reps is everything. And one reason I keep coming back to Ed is that they have full transparency and accountability for the reps, and people are doing very, very well with them. So Ed wanted to get on and just talk to you a little bit about his lab, what these guys do that's a little bit different than the competition, and how you guys can participate. So without any further ado, Ed, tell us a little bit more about Clarity.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate the introduction. Clarity Clinical Laboratory, we just do toxicology. It's a gold standard in the industry. Anyone that's prescribing an opioid, a benzodiazepine, or ADD med, the physicians are required by their states to do the testing. And it's a little bit boring, but the thing is, they have to do it. It's mandated, and we actually like this industry. We're very good at it. We're out of Georgia. Dr. Janetta Brixon is our lab director. She's also the lab director at Emory University. We have a very high-end lab. We do both urine samples and oral samples, which not everybody does. So we have other labs that send us their samples to process those samples for them. And then when we built our testing requirements, we base the testing requirements off of the Medicare guidelines so that when the doctor orders something, we're actually protecting them. My background is that I was a sales rep for 20 years, selling implantable pacemakers and defibrillators. And so, the doctors have always relied on me in my past. And we try to bring that philosophy to what we do, where we're taking care of the doctor by giving them options that, give the Medicare guidelines for them to test so that it quite frankly doesn't get them in trouble either. We'll get the testing results, we'll post, everybody's taken care of. And as far as I'm concerned, the rep is my client. So the sales reps that represent us, they're the ones that are my clients, and I have to work with them. One way in which I do that is that we have a portal here. Okay, so you're seeing one rep that came in a year ago, and within a year, this is last month, within two accounts, he's generating almost $40,000 of revenue, and industry average is 15%. However, with Clarity being a rep-centric organization, we're willing to go as high as 25% commission based off that way, which we have to deal with the government, in which we pay in a standard fashion. But this rep's making roughly $10,000 a month off of two accounts. And when this rep came on with us, these are the same two accounts, but instead of 2025, this is 2024, where you could see he was only making $19,000 in revenue. And that's where I worked with a representative, and we actually found out what insurances weren't paying as well, found out a way to get paid by those insurance carriers, and then also we increased volume in the one account. So you see, we went from 331 samples here to almost 466 samples, and we doubled the revenue. So I will work with you. I will help you understand who your client is, how they can use the testing, and answer any questions to make you feel comfortable representing us. As far as representing us, our report does the bulk of the talking for us. we have one very easy to read report so that, as you can see here, there's a first page. Anything in red is something that is inconsistent, whether it's, and we break it down to something that was prescribed and not detected, or something that was not prescribed and detected. So, for instance, this person is, taking THC and oxycodone, which is not prescribed. And then it also sits there, comments for the doctor. So if you have a doctor that's new to toxicology, it gives them all the comments to the drugs and the associated metabolites associated with it. But as far as the opportunity for you, anyone that is a physician prescribing an opioid, a benzodiazepine, or an amphetamine, ADD med, they're required by state law to do urinary drug testing on these patients. You may have a doctor that is not doing it for amphetamines, or anyone that's prescribing an opioid or benzodiazepine. They're already testing. I guarantee you that. And one thing you need to do is just be there and, become their friend. They want to work with people that they like. The lab will not disappoint you one bit in this relationship. And there's always labs that, run into errors or have issues. And so you want to be that rep out there that is actually going to show the doctor a benefit, and how, a good working relationship with you can actually help improve their practice. So we've been doing that with Mike now and his reps for over 5 years. And we have a very good, solid relationship. And any questions that you have, or willingness to look into this further, I'm available. I'll give you my phone number where you can call me directly. It's Ed Dramble, and my phone number is 404-626-2207. Once again, Ed Dramble at 404-626-2207, or email Michael and he can forward you over to me, and we'll get the ball rolling.
Ed, what are the big problems that practices might be facing with their toxicology lab currently, that where you guys could become a good solution for them? Where should I have my ears perked up?
Well, an easy way, we actually found out that about 10% of all of our samples are oral samples, meaning they're not peeing in a cup. They're actually getting a swab put in their mouth. And not all labs do that. The smaller labs, majority of them don't do it because it's very difficult science and it's expensive to process. But we're very, very good at that. So, if you have a doctor, you can ask them who they're using. And if it's a smaller, lesser known lab, just say, hey, do they do, oral samples? Because not all of them do that. We actually do we won the drug accountability court systems over in Georgia because we offer an oral sample. And a lot of these users were saying, oh, I can't pee right now. I have shy bladder, this, that, or the other. And they're not getting the sample, where, they're just, fooling the system, where, with an oral sample, you just say, stick it right in their mouth, and we have the results that we need. That's one way. Another way is just, ask them if they're comfortable with their current vendor. Do you trust the reports? Are the reports accurate? We do proficiency testing on our lab, and we're close to 100%, which means, if you're prescribed oxycodone, we're seeing oxycodone 100% of the time, whereas there are other labs that aren't picking this up. So a lot of times when new clients come over to us, they start seeing more medications from their, or more drugs from their clients than what they're used to seeing. We picked up a new account last month, and there's people testing positive for cocaine, and they thought that it was inaccurate, but we were actually just picking up the cocaine that the previous lab was not picking up. So, and then service, we bend over backwards to, meet the demands of our clients. Like I said, I'm a sales rep at heart. I sold implantable devices for 20 years, and, Service is what we are known for. Any questions, we'll get you an answer immediately.
Not to put you on the spot, could you tell a story real quick about there's an every ancillary rep. Don't mention her name. I don't want to embarrass anyone,
Sure.
but I know there's a rep who found you through our website, and you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah. So let
Yeah,
me, do
yeah.
you mind
Just
if I just,
go ahead
uh,
and pull it up because guys, there's really solid money that you can make in toxicology. This is not something to be overlooked. And it is a nice residual source of revenue because they do such a good job of clarity. There's not a whole lot that's required of the rep other than to keep the account happy and keep them going. But the amount of money you can make is, I know there's one every ancillary rep who was uh, pretty much life-changing compared to the money that she was making versus what she is making right now. It's tremendous.
okay. So we'll just take December of last year. She only has one account.
Just one
And
account. You have December to December of the same year, just so you know. Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
just
This
okay.
I'm just going to do. She's our only representative in Tennessee. Um, you can see, 340%
$63,000.
and $63,000 in 1 month. She's getting, 25% of roughly. So she's
Wow. So
she's making,
$15,000 a month account to her.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay, one account. That's
yeah,
phenomenal. That's you get a few of those. Holy smokes. Now you're really making money.
right, exactly. So we treat our, as far as I'm concerned, you're our rep. You have the relationship with the account. My goal is to take care of you, and if you're making a lot of money, it's just helping me. And we don't have a lot of rep turnover whatsoever. When you call someone, you're talking to the owner, and we get things done, and you're treated well.
Excellent. All right, guys, I'm going to send out Ed's information. They also have a listing on every ancillary. I'll send that out as well if you guys want to connect, if you have some business to send to them. Good place to send business. Ed, thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you.